Hello everyone, so this is an ancestry video and today I will be sharing my aunt's husband's 23andme results. My aunt's husband is my uncle, but he's not my biological uncle, but he's still my uncle, however you want to say it, uncle-in-law. I don't know the right terms, but I'm sure you call an uncle that's not your uncle an uncle, or an uncle-in-law. Not really, you never call someone an uncle-in-law, that's just weird. You just call him uncle, so. Okay, so the reason I phrase it as uncle-in-law is because actually we're fourth cousins, so we're like distant cousins. So, but either way, we're not related. So for anyone that sees this video, I don't want to confuse people and think, oh, these are my results as well. My uncle and I are distant cousins according to DNA, 23 according to 23andme. So that's that, and I will show some pictures. So the first picture is of my uncle and his wife, which is my aunt, and this is a picture of them when they got married. The next picture is of him when my cousin got baptized. This is him. And the next picture is a family photo. Not everyone was in the photo. That's one. And here's a more clear picture of my uncle, my aunt, and my cousin when my cousin got baptized. And now let's go on to the DNA test part. So first part, it says he's 39.6 Iberian. That's what 23andme classifies him as, Iberian. He has one close relative, which is my cousin, because I tested my cousin, his son, with 23andme. Then he is 2.7 Neanderthal. He has Neanderthal ancestry, 2.7. That's that. And now I'm going to click on the ancestry overview. Here's a breakdown of your ancestry. Here's where all your ancestors on both sides come from. He's classified as Iberian, 39.6 Iberian. I've already said that. Along your father's line. Along your father's line, you have ancestry in Europe / the Near East in the past few hundred years that traces back to Eastern Africa around 50,000 years ago. I believe that's 50,000 years ago. Oh, your mother's line. Along your mother's line, you have ancestry in Europe / the Near East in the past few hundred years that traces back to Eastern Africa around 50,000 years ago. So that's that. Now let's move on to what's next. Okay, so now I'm going to my uncle's father's line, paternal line. So my uncle is R1B1B2A1A2C haplogroup. That is his paternal haplogroup. Haplogroup, age, region, example populations, highlight. So that is there. It is explained clear. So he's European. He has his great 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 etc. father was European. Now let's move on to the maternal line. It says locations of V before the widespread migration of the past few hundred years. So my uncle's haplogroup V, maternal haplogroup V, haplogroup, that's that, V, subgroup RO, age, region, example population, so highlight, and that's that. I'm not going into the haplogroup. I'm not going all the way into the section. I'm not gonna explain everything. I don't even know what it means. Sorry, I know. I should know, but I don't. Now we're going on to the famous relative. So it says Benjamin Franklin is distantly related to you on your mother's side. So my uncle is related to Benjamin Franklin, founding father, and that is on his mother's side. So I think that is cool. Now let's move on. And then here's this Jewish thingy. It looks like you have some Ashkenazi Jewish ancestry. Yep. I don't know what to say about that. Let's move on. Okay, so this is my uncle's ancestry painting, composition view, and this is how it looks. So I'm clicking on European right now, and these are what show. I'm clicking on Native American. This is what shows Native American East Asian. Sorry about that. I'm clicking on Northern African and Middle Eastern section. I'm clicking on the Sub-Saharan African section, and this is what shows on his painting. I'm clicking on the Southeast Asian section. I clicked on it, that was quick. So this is his ancestry composition view. Or they call it something else. I don't know why I said that. Maybe I must have seen it somewhere. So now I'm going into the percentages. My uncle is 79.7 European. And I'm waiting because I'm moving the arrow. So he gets 39.6, Iberian 2.1, Italian 0.5, Sardinian 26.7, unidentified Southern European 1.8, British and Irish 1.6, broadly unidentified Northwestern European 2.1, Ashkenazi Jewish, I guess 5.2, unidentified European. So that's that, making it 79.7. My uncle gets 14.5 East Asian and Native American. He is 11.4 Native American. Less than 0.1 unidentified East Asian. 3.1 unidentified East Asian and Native American. But I know his history, that 3.1 goes to Native American. 2.1 Middle Eastern and Northern African. He gets 1.4 Northern African, 0.6 unidentified Middle Eastern and Northern African, 1.5 Sub-Saharan African, 1.5 West African, 0.1 unidentified Sub-Saharan African. And then less than 0.1 South Asian, 2.2 unidentified. So that these are his results, complete percentage results of his ancestry. This is making him 100, so that adds up to 100%. So these are his results, and He is, I guess you would say, mixed, right? My uncle is mixed, mostly European. Um, but in the past, he has had full Native American relatives and full European relatives that aren't that far, that go a couple of generations, and also Northern African and West African. So now let's move on. This is the ancestry painting and the ancestry composition. So wait, I'm messing up. So I'm going to be clicking on European section, the Europe, then it's Native American and East Asian, then it's Middle Eastern and Northern African, then it's Sub-Saharan African, that's how it looks. South Asian, 2.2 unidentified, then I take it slow now. European, South European, Northwestern European, Ashkenazi, unidentified European, both East Asian and Native American section, East Asian, unidentified East Asian and Native American, Middle Eastern and Northern African, unidentified Middle Eastern and Northern African, Sub-Saharan African, it's on the X chromosome, West African, it's on the X chromosome, unidentified, which is everything, I guess. 0. Less than 0.1. South Asian, then 2.2 on the sign. So that's it. That is it. And that is how it looks. That's how my uncle's ancestry composition and ancestry percentage looks like. Looks very mixed, but more European, and I don't know the full story of how his family became mixed. My uncle's mom is European, so I don't know how far does she come from Europe. Like, was it his great grandma, his great grandma, or what? Like, what grandparent came from Europe? Like, how long ago? That's the question. I still need to figure it out, and if I figure it out, I will make a video about it. And his grandpa as well, like his great grandpa, like how far do they come from Europe? Like, is it a century, 500 years ago? For what reasons? I still need to figure that out, and hopefully I figure it out. And for now, I just will end it like that. Because obviously my uncle is mixed. He gets Native American and European, which is doesn't happen a lot. You know what I mean? It looks like his family has been mixing like European and Native American. Um, like in the past, right? You're not gonna get a 15% Native American and a 80% European. Like that 15%, it has to keep increasing with an ancestor. So like I'm 80% Native American, and my grandparents are 100. My cousins are 100. So I decrease because of my mother. My Native American decreased because of my mother's family. They're mixed, so my Native American decreased by 20. So if I have a child, depending with the person, then it might increase or decrease. Like if I go to my dad's town, you know what I mean? Or like if I marry someone from my dad's town, then that means my Native American is going to increase versus decrease. So it all depends, and you know what I mean. You don't just get a 15%. Well, yeah, you do. Like I don't know. Like I don't know. I wonder how. Like was it that like one of his grandparents, his maternal side, is it possible that they came like maybe 100 years ago or like 50 years ago, and then my uncle, I mean my uncle, one of his grandparents, grandparents, paternal. No, how do you say this? Like combine, and that's how you get that mix. Who knows? You know what I mean? But I have to look into it because I don't know. I'm going to look into it, and hopefully we'll make a video in the future because that is strange. You know what I mean? No, I don't know. Like it's not common for like Indians, I guess, to the ones that have Indian ancestry to have like a mom that's European. You know what I mean? He has like European haplogroups and also has Native American ancestry, which makes sense, right? I guess I don't know, like I don't know what to say, but my uncle has, I guess, a little bit of everything except Asian, because that 14% is that 11.4 and 3.11 is Native American, no Asian, like China, etc. None of that. So that's it, everyone. I will end this video like this, and I hope I didn't talk too much. I hope I didn't go off topic too much. Um, I hope everyone enjoyed the results. And that's it. Thanks for watching.